Hi again, and today we are going to go over how to do molecular formula problems. You've already done empirical formula, and this is going to include that information and then move on. Now, the difference between empirical formula and molecular formula is that now we're actually finding the true formula for the compound that will tell us exactly how many atoms of each element there are, instead of just the lowest possible ratio like we did for the empirical formula. So that's the difference between the two. So here's our problem for today. A compound is 49.98 grams of carbon and 10.47 grams of hydrogen. The molar mass for this compound is 58.12 grams per mole. We need to find the molecular formula. Okay, now we have 3 steps to this problem. The first one is we need to find the empirical formula. So we're going to do everything just like we did with the last set. So we're going to, for carbon, first of all figure out how many moles this is. So I've got 49.98, and putting in my molar mass ratio, I see that we have 4.16 moles. Okay, hydrogen, same process. 10.47 grams, 1 mole, 1.0079, according to my periodic table again. And here we get 10.39 moles. Okay, once we have our moles of each, we're going to see which one's smaller, and carbon has the lower mole number, so we're going to divide both of these by 4.16. Top we get 1, and for hydrogen we get 2.5. Now those numbers won't work because we need both of them to be whole numbers, so I am going to find the lowest number possible to multiply them both by, so I get 2 whole numbers, which in this case will be 2. So for carbon, I'm going to end up with 2. Hydrogen, I'm going to end up with 5. Take those numbers then, and we're going to use those as our subscripts. So our empirical formula is C2H5. Okay? So that is the first step, find the empirical formula. Next step is to take information that was given to you in the problem, the molar mass. You'll always be told the molar mass for the compound. We're going to take that information and then find the mass of our empirical formula, which again was C2H5, and see what we get when we do this. So from the problem, they told us that the molar mass was 58.12. If we calculate the mass of the empirical formula, we end up with 29.0615, and we get a 2. Okay? So that's the number we need to remember, because our very last step is to take that number we just calculated, and then we're going to multiply our subscripts from the empirical formula by this number to get our molecular formula. So, again, the empirical formula was C2H5. If we then take 2, multiply both of our subscripts by 2, we end up with a molecular formula of C4H10. So there you go. Start out by calculating the empirical formula, and then deal with the molar mass and the mass of the empirical formula, and multiply to find your new subscripts. So any questions, you can ask me in class. Bye.